You know YouTubers are struggling when they come up with titles like 50 random questions about me. It's a Q&A. Cheers! Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Andri. Today's video is 50 random questions about moi. I know, as if you would be interested. Okay, if at the end of the video you feel as if I haven't answered a question that you would like to know about me, then I will do a proper Q&A in the future once I have accumulated enough questions. So if you have a question, please leave it in the comments and I will make a future video. Okay, for those of you that don't know me, I am Andri, I am a mother, I am a grandmother, and I am a wife. So let's get on with the questions. First question is, what does your name mean? Okay, so I googled what my name means. Now I know my name comes from the male version of Andreas, Andrew. But when I googled the name Andri, it says, I have to enlarge these because, you know, I'm at that age where, you know, the eyesight's not too great even with contact lenses. Okay, it says, powerful, complete, you are good intellectually and require several outlets to your energies. You are not a builder but a planner, and you want others to carry out your plans. That sounds about right. You are bold, independent, impulsive and interested in research. You know what you want and why you want it. You are always looking for a chance to do your own thing, to be your own person and to have things done your own way. So that's what my name means. And yes, there's a few variations and that's the one I chose. So that's what the name Andri means. Question 2. Are you named after anyone? Yes, I am named after St. Andrew. My mum named me after the St. Andrew. Question 3. Where were you born? I was born in London. Where did you grow up? I grew up in London. Who did you look up to growing up? My dad. My dad was everything to me. What are your best characteristics? Do you know, I actually thought of leaving this out because characteristics. I'm kind, I'm very giving, I am very trustworthy, I am very sincere. Basically what you see is what you get with me. That's it. And I don't like to blow my own horn. So we'll leave it there. Okay. Number 7. Which of your parents are you like? Look wise, I think I'm very much like my dad. I'll try and insert a picture of my dad here. I think my mannerisms are very much like my mum. Like when people kind of speak to me, they sometimes say, oh gosh, you just reminded me of your mum. But I think I am a mixture of both, but look wise I do think I look more like my dad's side than my mum's side. Question number 8. What is your favourite quote? Now I tend to use quotes quite a lot, but not an official quote, but one that, I don't know if it's a quote, but the thing that always comes to mind was something with my dad. And if you've been with me for a while, you will have heard me saying this before. Sitting on the veranda, I said to my dad, Dad, do you ever regret anything? And he looked at me and he says, Andri, I just regret I can't do it all again. And I thought that was like, oh my, see, this is why my dad was like my everything as well as my mum, because it just did his thing. Question 9. What was your favourite subject at school? PE. Physical education was a thing that I was really, really good at. I enjoyed learning about history. I really did enjoy history, and the kind of the subjects I was good at and did was like business studies. What was your favourite TV show when you were a child? Little House on the Prairie. I loved Little House on the Prairie. Question 11. Are you scared of heights? Yes. Question 12. Are you high maintenance? Well, we'll need to go and ask Rico this one, so we'll go down and ask Rico. Rico.
Yes, honey.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
Am I high maintenance?
Ask a silly question. Not at all.
Be honest.
Not at all.
Am I not high maintenance?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay. My personal opinion, am I high maintenance? I would say yes. I think Rico would be scared to say yes, but I think I am. Number 13, are you more likely to avoid conflict or engage it head on? Okay. Once upon a time, I dived in there without a thought. Now, I will think about it. I'm not scared of conflict, but now I choose my conflict. 100% not afraid of conflict. But now I'm kind of more sensible. I'm not as hot-headed as I was, and I choose my conflicts. I decide if they're worth a conflict or not. You know, I look at the situation and I think, you ain't worth my energy. Okay, I ain't afraid of conflict. Cross me at the wrong time and boy, woof. But I choose my conflicts now. Maturity and age has taught me that. Number 14, are you a dog or cat person? Well, I've only ever had dogs, so I would say I'm a dog person. Number 15, who is the first person you call when something exciting happens? First person I call on everything is Rico. Number 16, can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows? Is that a thing? Is there people that actually can't do that? I thought everybody could close their eyes and raise their eyebrows, unless you've had Botox. Number 17, can you whistle? I can whistle. My daughter-in-laws can whistle like men, by the way. They can do the I can't do that, but I can do the very, yeah, I can whistle like that. Number 18, do you have a tattoo? I do, and I am very proud of it. I have my little tattoo right here. Number 19, do you have a birthmark? I do. I have a little birthmark on the top of my thigh, and I'm not showing you. Number 20, who sent the last text message? Okay, the last text message was from my friend Lux and Roses. Hi, Lux and Roses. Number 21, what is your most used swear word? And those of you that know me and know me well, one of my favourite words is the F word. I know I shouldn't really, but yeah, I'm terrible, and it's terrible because now I have grandchildren and it's really part of my vocabulary, and I don't mean it offensively, but it's a word that I use a lot and it's bad. Okay, let's get on to something nicer. Question 22, what is your star sign? I am the perfect Piscean. See? Just a nice person. Dreamer. 23, what scares you about aging? Getting old. Dementia. My children having to do everything for me, or getting put in a home, or just aging. It's just, I know, I don't mind being the age that I am now, which is 55. I'm kind of alright with that, but just I've seen my mum with dementia and just getting old, basically. That's it. Question 24, how old were you when you married? Oh, so old. I was 17 when I got married. Yes, I was 17. Thought I knew it. Oh, and yeah, I was 17. Gosh. Question number 25. Which store would you choose to max out your credit card? Okay, that's a video call from my family. That's nice. I'm going to show this to my camera. I'm filming. There you go. That's nice. Oh, Rick, you soon put a smile me finish my conversation with my children. Okay, which store would you choose to max out your credit card? Harrods, because Harrods has everything. It has food, it has wine, it has luxury handbags, it has everything. Harrods is a definite. Would you ever consider living abroad? I would consider living abroad. Would I do it? I don't know. That's an extremely hard question for me. As if you've been with me, you know I have property abroad. I have a home abroad and in Cyprus. But would I consider living there? I don't know. At the moment, all my family is here. And I don't know. I really don't know. It's times like this, with this virus that's about, that you realise that it's best to be near your family. So, you know, I would have hated if my mum and dad were alive and they were in Cyprus away from me and you couldn't get to them, you didn't know how they were or if they were unwell at this time. So that makes you think again. So yes, I would consider it, but whether I would do it or not is a whole other question. 27. Have you forgiven yourself for past failures? I'm getting better at it. I haven't had that many, but yeah, I'm kind of getting better at being easy on myself. Not just the failure thing, being more easy on myself, realising that certain things just don't matter, basically. 28. Have you ever ridden a motorbike? I certainly have. 29. What is one guilty pleasure you enjoy too much to give up? The list is endless. There's wine, there's food, there's handbags, there's shopping, and it goes on and on and on and on. And I ain't giving them up for nobody, because life is short and we should enjoy it when we can. And if little things like wine give you pleasure and handbags give you pleasure, then go with it. There's no harm in it at all. Everything in moderation. Moderation. Question 30. What is something you wish you were gifted at doing? Singing. I would love to sing, and it's probably good that I don't, because I would be singing all the time. I love to sing and I am rubbish at singing. Question 31. What is the first book you remember reading? I remember as a child reading Peter and Jane books at school. I remember my Greek books at school, the ni, doni, ni and all that, I, Anna, all that, my Greek books. But the books that I remember kind of really getting into, you know those books that you read and your mum's going, clean your room, go round and clean my, do this, I'm gonna do it. And you're stuck in a book with the Heidi books. I absolutely love, I think I read every Heidi book. Question number 32, and incidentally 32 is one of my favourite numbers. Okay, on to the question. What is the strangest thing you believed as a child? Okay, I don't know if this is implying about fairies and Santa and things like that, but I don't ever remember believing in any of them. My dad was very matter of fact, so it was like, come on, you know, fairies don't exist, Santa doesn't exist, so I can't ever, or tooth fairies or anything like that, I don't ever really remember believing in anything like that. I kind of always knew that the money that was left under my pillow was from my dad. But anyway, the strangest thing I just think this is just where you see my dad as being such a clever person. It was a house got burgled. I was really young, I was really afraid, couldn't sleep for months on end, and you know, I would be up through the night. I was just terrified because, you know, as a child, and I understood that burglars had been in our house. So my dad, one day as I came in from school, he had the telephone in his hand and he looked at me, and it was, you know, telephone, the big telephone like this. And he looked at me, and as I walked in, I looked at him. And you know, when we were young, you know, looks meant a great deal. So if my mum looked at me in a certain way, she lifted those eyebrows, that meant no, you know. Looks meant a lot. And as I walked in, my dad's holding this phone, and I walked into my dad's tailor shop. He was a tailor, and I walked in and I looked at him, and he's holding this phone. He went, "Andri," and I went, "What?" And he said, "They've caught the burglars." And I went, the burglars that came, are you sure?" He goes, "Yes, they've got them. That's the police on the phone. They've got them." And hook, line and sinker, I believed every word that my dad said, and that was it. I slept. I didn't have a bit of fear because the burglars that came into our house were caught. And it wasn't until years and years on, sitting chatting with my dad, as you do, and I said, that was great how they caught those burglars. How did that come about? But you know, when I got older, I still believed it right up until the moment he looked at me and he went, "Andri, I just told you that so you would sleep. You weren't letting us sleep all night. You were up all night." And I was like, oh my God, how smart is that? How smart was my dad to have done that to me? Best thing ever, because I chilled out, they got their night's sleep, and we were all happy. Okay, question 33. What kind of car do you drive? A BMW. 34. What makes you proud of your father? I am so proud of my dad. Everything about my dad makes me proud. He was strong. I could turn to him for anything. You know, when you have that person in your life you can turn to in any situation, and you feel as if he's gonna sort it out for you. My dad was the person that could sort anything out for me. Nothing was a problem. I knew my dad was there for me 100%. He was a strict, loving person. He really was. I know I've spoken about my mum a lot on my channel because you've met my mum and she's been with me, but honestly, my dad was a character. He really was. Really was. He had no fear in telling you exactly as it was. He just, this was A and this was B. He was a great businessman. He built a business in Cyprus. He had to leave that business. He came to London. He built another business. He was successful. Everything he did, he just made it a success. I'm so proud of my dad. So proud of my dad. By the way, my dad's name was George. 6. What makes you proud of your mum? My mum was, again, a very strong character, but she didn't realise she was. She was a wee, feisty woman. She was very loving, would give you everything. My mum was that type of person, and she loved my dad. The hurdles my mum jumped over for the beautiful romance that they had was unbelievable, and I admire her for having the strength to have done everything she did to be with my dad. She really was a feisty woman. She was a wee feisty woman, you know. She stood her ground. My mum was very small, and when she needed to, she stood her ground, and like that, I knew my mum was always there for me. Always. Question 36. If you became a multi-millionaire overnight, right now, what would you buy? What would I buy? I would buy an island. I would have all my children, all my family have the test for the virus, and once they were all negative, we would all move to the island together and buy anything that we needed so we could all be together on this island, having our own wee spaces when needed, but we would all be together. Right now, that's what I would buy. If you could live forever, would you rather stay one age forever or get older? Stay one age forever. Definitely. When was the last time you got in a fist fight? I don't know if I should actually admit to this one. Right. The last time an actual fist fight, not a verbal fight, a fist fight, was I think it was when I was 17. I don't remember actually getting into a fist fight after that. I think it was when I was 17. I was married and we were travelling through Europe to take my father-in-law's car to Cyprus, and it was top of the range Toyota car, and he wanted it in Cyprus for when he went over to Cyprus. So we thought we'll travel through Europe, and we'll travel through Europe with the car and we'll take it over for him, and so on and so forth. So we were enjoying our holiday around Europe. Anyway, we got onto the ship with the car which was taking us to Cyprus. Was it a ferry? Whatever it was. Anyway, and they announced, all those with cars, please come down, and you would be leaving first because you had the cars, so you can get into your cars and go first. So down we went, and we queued. Rico and I were speaking to each other, and we were speaking to each other in English, which is, remember, Rico was born in Scotland, I was born in London, so it's quite natural for Rico and I to speak to each other in English, unless we don't want other people to know what we're saying. Anyway, so we're speaking to each other in English, which is normally the language we speak to each other in. And I overheard, now both Rico and I are fluent in Greek, and I overheard a Greek lady saying, oh, look at those young ones. So we were young, I was 17, Rico was what, 22 or whatever, and so we were very young. And she looked at her husband, snooty nose, and she says, look at those young ones there, as if they have a car. Bearing in mind, both Rico and I had our own cars anyway, so this was at a time where I was quite feisty and didn't take any from anybody. You know, I wasn't at the age that I am now where I would go, no, I was at the age where and of course she spoke in Greek. I understood. She didn't think I would understand because Rico and I were speaking to each other in English. So I looked at her and I said to her in Greek, excuse me, what makes you think we don't have cars? Does our age really reflect what we have or what we don't have? Really? And she looked at me and she went, show me your car key. And actually, now if you're Greek, you'll know, she said to me, the symbol of switch. So, which a switch is what they used to call a car key in Greek. And this was our honeymoon, okay. So we'd had a little honeymoon as soon as we got married, and a couple of months later, when the restaurant closed and all that, we had like a main honeymoon which was going around Europe. So Rico and I hadn't been married that long, and Rico's a little more laid back than I. So I turned round and I looked at her and I said some, shall we say, nasty Greek words to her, and you know, like, how on earth would you know if we had a car by us showing you a car key, you blah 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 blah, okay? Which was really something one woman doesn't say to another. And she went for me, which was a mistake. Because yeah, it ended up not very nice. And let me add, at this point I was wearing a very nice white halter neck dress, and meeting us would be my mum, my dad, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. So you can imagine the colour of this dress. So as I came off, my mum looked at me, who knew me very, very well, and she went, oh my God, what have you done? My mum was like, what have you, she knew. The minute she saw the marks on my dress, she was like, what have you done? And I went, I'll tell you later. Rico was not amused. Okay, let's move on. Question 38. Do you see the glass half full or half empty? I make sure my glass is always half full. Cheers. Life is always what you make it. 39. Coco, Pepsi, Coca-Cola all the way. Question 40. Exceptional strength or intelligence? Intelligence. 41. Forgiveness or vengeance? That's another one of those. Okay. Forgiveness is good because you let go of things. It's like if you learn to forgive, which is something I have learned to do, it's very good for you. But see, when you get your revenge, oh my God, that feels good too. I'm not answering that one. I'm just forgiving. You know, if you can forgive, great, good on you, do it. I do try to work towards forgiveness, but oh my, vengeance, oof, feels so good sometimes. Okay, move on. 42. Nike or Adidas? How random are these questions? Nike. Question 43. Winter or summer? Summer. Question 44. Texting or phone call? Depends what it's about. Depends on the person. Sometimes texting just doesn't do it. Does it, be Rachel? We just need to call each other. Okay. Question 45. Bungee jump or skydive? Neither. I ain't doing neither, thank you very much. I'm not choosing. Ain't happening. 46. Would you rather be a genius or be wealthy? A genius, and then if I'm that clever, I'll be able to create my wealth. Question 47. Would you rather have a living massage therapist or a living chef? Well, I do have a living chef, so we're going to go with living chef, and you can always learn to massage really well. Question 48. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, and why? Really? Oh, how? I mean, what? I don't know. I'm gonna go with and why, and I have to answer why. How do I mean, if I could answer that question, I would be a genius. I'm gonna go with egg. Let me know in the comments what came first, the chicken or the egg, for goodness sake. Would you rather eat or drink your way through calories? That's hard because I enjoy my food and I enjoy my drink, so I can't answer that one because I love both. I love both. I'm not answering that. I love both. Cheers. I've changed my glass, by the way. One of our glasses from the restaurant. I've had to change it because I had to stop filming and go and post something, so that's why I have a different glass. So I needed to go and change the glass and do some work in between this, so that's why it's a different glass. I kind of poured my wine into that glass. Anyway, okay, number 50. If the kid version of you were to meet you now, how would you react? I would quite like me as an adult. If I was a kid and I saw me as an adult, I would honestly like me. I think I would, because I remember what it was like to be a child. I remember all the things you did that you shouldn't have done, and accept all that, and I kind of accept all that with my children as well, because I know you make mistakes and you learn from them. So I'm not a judgmental person most of the time, so I would actually really like me if I were a child and met me. I just like myself. Okay, cheers. Thank you very much for watching, and if you would like to see more videos from me, I will link one here, and if you're not already subscribed, then just press the A here. Cheers, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.